Greetings, adventurers! This is Lorne, your guild advisor, bringing you the news from the latest DanMemo livestream that happened in Japan for July 23rd. And before I get started, I want to give thanks to Gale Riot's friendly Technia Discord for a lot of the information in this video. And without further ado, let's get started. Earlier in the livestream, they announced the new event that will be coming after Argonaut Part 2. It'll likely start when Argonaut Part 2 ends on July 30th. And of course, as you can see here, it's kind of a mashup between like a summer type event that happens in the casino, and you can see the lovely girls of Danmachi in lovely swimsuits. And as you can see here, the Freya will be the unit you can limit break to +5 just by doing quest. She won't be as good as other assists, but she's very helpful for players that are especially new to the game, and she should have a decent effect as well. And also in the video description, I will link the promotional video to the event because it is very interesting. You kind of get this vibe that's going to be some type of heist or some type of investigation because a few of these characters have code names in the promotional video. And it looks like they're going to be investigating something in the casino and it involves some type of ring. But let's get started with the character previews. Here you can see the new Eyes and Riveria. They both look splendid and fantastic. Eyes has those sunglasses from the promotional video, and even though Riveria is not holding a weapon, I think she is going to be the adventurer, one of the adventure units in this banner, because usually with these type of events, when we have 6 characters, we usually have 4 adventurers and 2 assists, and I do think I know who those 2 assists are going to be, and Riveria is likely going to be an adventurer, especially the water in her art is giving me vibes that she's going to be a water magic character. Next 2 units, Mikoto and Chloe. I really like that art for Mikoto. She looks fantastic. I also like the aesthetic she has there as well. I'm a big fan of it. And then for Chloe, she looks nice, but I'm wondering why it's not Lunar that's being featured here, because Lunar hasn't had a unit since like September, and Chloe's had one in Christmas, and Lunar got a new outfit for the story, but she didn't actually get a unit. And then Chloe got another character during the Cat Detective quest earlier this year too. And then here we have Demeter, and that's why I'm confused on why Lunar's not the one that's getting the unit and Chloe is. Because Demeter is the goddess associated with Lunar, because she's the one that's been updating her status. If you've been reading the episode review light novel or manga, or if you just went through and played the episode review story in the game. And of course, there's Naza, looking spectacular as well. I really am a fan of the art for her too. And I'm glad Naza and Mikoto are finally getting more units and more exposure, especially with Season 2 happening. Because, like I've always been saying, Naza didn't get much screen time in Season 1. She had a lot of stuff cut that was in the light novel that she was involved in. But we're getting to see a lot more of her glory here in Season 2. And I'm glad to see her get a new unit as well. Even though it's probably going to be an assist character just like Demeter. And the final unit, of course, is that welfare Freya that you'll be able to just get to +5 by grinding the quest. And she also looks splendid and beautiful in this picture as well. And it's been a due time for a new Freya, because the last time we had a Freya that was a new addition to the game was during the launch of the Familia stuff in, I believe that was November. So it's been due time for a new Freya. And they also previewed some of the Familia rush battles. But here in the first battle, of course, there's 4 Minotaurs, and they have a -20% resistance to fire, a +40% resistance to magic. They use physical attacks, buff their own strength, and inflict stun. And in stage 2, you'll be facing off against 2 Wyverns. They have a -100% resistance to fire, and a 50% resistance to wind and physical attacks. And then, of course, they use physical and magic attacks. They buff their own critical rate and inflict seal, so watch out for that element. Then the final battle is, of course, the Minotaur from the event, and it resists thunder, wind, light, and magic by 50%. It buffs its own strength, agility, magic, and physical resistance. So I definitely think Galmus is probably a desirable character here, because Galmus is able to take a turn off of buff durations. And then the Minotaur can also debuff your unit's physical resistance and agility. And it can also clear its own debuffs after its special arts. So definitely watch out for the turn after it uses its special arts, because any debuffs you put on them should be cleansed off. And the Familia Rush should be starting tomorrow night on July 24th. And here is a new once-a-day quest, this time featuring the Crystal Rabbits. And you'll be getting crafting materials that you can use to purchase character weapon materials. And also secret hammers and secret bellows that you can use for the rehammering feature of the game, and these quests should be replacing the current Exilia book quest starting tomorrow night. And we're finally getting that Rapist record buster. The English Twitter commented we'd be getting last week. I wondered if there's like a miscommunication there, but we're finally getting it tomorrow night. I'm interested to see how many people can actually full clear all 15 turns in difficulty 6, but I'm sure some people will, especially if they max ascend a lot of their units. And again, this starts tomorrow night. And also tomorrow night on July 24th is the Argonaut Part 2 extra story. If you clear through Part 2 of Argonauts, you know that there's like an extra portion on the bottom right corner you can access that says there'll be more to come, and this is that extra story. And of course, just clear through those to get more rewards. I'm interested to see what this extra story is, if it's like a side story that happens during the Argonaut Part 2, because where it ends is in the present day where they're acknowledging the events of Argonauts, so I'm curious to see what this is all about. Over the course of 5 days, you'll be getting 400 Iris, and this starts on July 25th. And then finally, the next Season 2 Weekly Gacha character tease is this silhouette. Obviously, if you've been watching Danmachi, if you know a lot about it, this is Soma, the god of Soma Familia, who is Lily's current Familia as well. And it looks like all the characters we've been getting so far are very relevant to the episode that's being premiered. This banner will come out after the premiere of episode 3 on July 26. And just a brief review on the upcoming schedule. On July 24th, we'll be getting the Familia Rush, the Argonaut Part 2 extra story, the Once a Day Crystal Rabbit material quest. We'll be getting a new paid Iris bundle called the Hero Bundle, and also the Rapist Record Buster. And on the 25th, of course, is that login campaign. And on the 26th, the premiere of episode 3 with the free anime gacha 11 draw, and Substory 3 will also be added to be featured with episode 3. And then, as they announced last week, what they have planned for sometime during the summer is a new Familia event called the Familia War Game. I'm very curious on what that's going to be, because it's definitely related to how future events in Season 2 are going to happen because of the pictures they use to advertise this Familia War Game. So, very interested to see how that goes down. But anyway, guys, that's it for the DanMemo news. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it informative. If you liked what you saw here, go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. If you want to keep updated with me, follow my Twitter and join my Discord. And as always, continue enjoying your time venturing in Aurario and the dungeon. This is Lorne, your guild advisor, signing out.